What's keeping you here?
Me, my mom, Frankie.
Is that what's keeping you here?
Everybody's looking for a better life somewhere.
This film is inspired by Detroit. You grew up in Canada with Detroit practically in your backyard. So tell me about your history with Detroit and what about the city itself inspired you?
You know, I didn't have any experience with Detroit growing up in Canada, except that I had like a really romanticized idea of what it was like there, and it took me a long time to get there. I didn't get there till I was 30, but when I got there it was very different than how I imagined it. There's this real sense of reinvention and energy and like reappropriation, and there's just an energy there that's exciting and you want to work around. And then at the same time, within those abandoned neighborhoods, there are families trying to survive and live their lives. I wanted to make a film about one of those families. I didn't want it to be specific to Detroit because it felt like what they were going through was kind of universal. So I used the fairy tale format to try and just focus on like the emotional landscape of what they were experiencing.
As soon as the last town was drowned, a spell was cast. Everything that's going on around here, it's gotta be for some reason.
So why did you want to take the fairy tale approach into telling this story?
First of all, it's my first film, so I felt like fairy tale was like a nice way to start. But I also feel like it really was appropriate for the story of this family, because I wanted to see the film not through the sort of political reasons for why this came to be or the socioeconomic reasons for why it came to be, but through the sort of the filter of these two teenagers who are living there trying to make what's happening to them seem important somehow. So they dream up this idea that it must be because there's an evil spell cast on them and this town.
I found a road that goes underwater.
Must go down to that town.
What town?
They flooded a bunch of towns when they dammed the river. That's why they call this Lost River.
What was the biggest challenge for you as a director, and how do you feel now about debuting this side of yourself as an artist? Any stage fright?
The truth is that everyone you work with sort of fills in their character and their role, whether it be in front of or behind the camera, with their talent and their experience. So it becomes so much more than anything you planned for it to be, you know, because people bring themselves to it, and so it kind of gives it a new life and it gives it its own character. And that's, I think, the most exciting part of the process, when you start to see people, you know, bring their talents to it.